Welcome to Technically You listeners. Did you know there are over 7,000 satellites orbiting Earth right now just from one company, creating a cosmic internet highway that's revolutionizing how we connect? That's more satellites than visible stars in the night sky.
That's fascinating. And we're talking about Starlink here, right? Elon Musk's venture that's already serving more than 5 million customers worldwide.
Exactly. And now Amazon's Project Kuiper is jumping into this space race with a $10 billion investment. They're planning to launch over 3,200 satellites to compete with Starlink's constellation.
Though they've got quite a bit of catching up to do, they just launched their first real batch of 27 satellites this year.
What's really interesting is how these systems work. Both use low Earth orbit satellites, LEO for short, orbiting between 500 and 1,200 kilometers above Earth. That's way closer than traditional satellites.
Hmm. How does that compare to the older satellite systems we're used to?
Well, traditional geostationary satellites sit about 37,786 kilometers up. That's why you used to get that annoying delay with older satellite internet. These new LEO systems have cut that delay down to just 20 to 40 milliseconds.
So you're saying I could actually play online games through these satellites without throwing my controller across the room?
That's exactly what I'm saying. And it gets better. Starlink uses these incredible phased array antennas and laser links for satellite to satellite communication, like a cosmic mesh network.
And Kuiper's planning something similar, but with their own twist, integrating with Amazon Web Services, right?
Yes, and that AWS integration could be game changing. Imagine running sophisticated cloud computing applications from literally anywhere on Earth. It could transform everything from agriculture to emergency response.
Speaking of transformation, what about the 2.7 billion people who still don't have internet access? This could be huge for them.
That's really the heart of why this matters. We're not just talking about streaming Netflix in the jungle, though that's nice too. This is about bringing education, healthcare, and economic opportunities to places that have never had them.
Though there are some concerns, right? Like the impact on astronomy and space debris?
Oh, absolutely. Astronomers are worried about all these satellites interfering with their observations. And managing space traffic is becoming increasingly complex. Each satellite needs sophisticated collision avoidance systems.
Well, at least these companies have plans for disposing of satellites at the end of their life cycles.
True. But here's something interesting. This isn't just a two-horse race. Hughes Europe is developing their own LEO network, and several other companies are getting into the game. The sky is getting pretty crowded up there.
That level of competition could help drive innovation and keep prices down, which would be great for consumers.
You know what really excites me? The potential applications we haven't even thought of yet. Like using these networks for early warning systems for natural disasters, or connecting remote sensors for climate research.
Or enabling real-time translation services in areas where different language groups need to communicate quickly.
Exactly. And in emergency situations, these networks could be crucial. When terrestrial systems go down during disasters, satellite internet could keep essential services running.
So looking ahead, what do you think the next 5 years will bring? Can Kuiper actually catch up to Starlink's massive head start?
Well, Amazon certainly has the resources and technical capability. But Starlink's momentum is significant. They're not just sitting still. They're constantly improving their technology and expanding their service area.
It's pretty amazing how quickly this is all happening. Just a decade ago, this kind of technology seemed like science fiction.
And that's what makes this so fascinating. We're watching the future of global connectivity unfold right above our heads. Every one of those satellites represents thousands of hours of human ingenuity and the potential to change lives across the globe.
You know, looking up at those satellites streaking across the night sky certainly gives you a different perspective on human achievement.
It really does. We're literally reaching for the stars to bring humanity closer together. Though I have to admit, there's something beautifully ironic about using space to solve problems here on Earth.
Okay, listeners, that's our orbit around the satellite showdown. Whether you're Team Starlink or Team Kuiper, one thing's for sure, the sky is getting crowded, and that's a good thing for internet access.
And perhaps an annoying thing for stargazers. Well, if you liked this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. We'll be back next week with more tech talk that's out of this world.
So stay connected and stay curious. Catch you next time on Technically You.